Today we're taking a day trip from Pátzcuaro to the town of Tzintzuntzan. This is 17 kilometers away, that's about 11 miles. Very easy day trip. And of course we have a video on Pátzcuaro as well, and we're going to leave a link to that right up above. We're checking out the graveyard in Tzintzuntzan, pulling into town. We went right past this graveyard, and it's still pretty pretty colorful looking from a couple weeks ago. What, 3 weeks ago?
It's about 3 weeks ago, yeah. The beginning of November was Dia de los Muertos, or Dias de los Muertos, because there are actually a couple of days. So these are the leftovers of them. And it actually still smells really good. You can still kind of sort of smell the flowers.
So this one's pretty elaborate, and there's still bananas and oranges and some bread hanging off this display of marigolds here. And one of these bread rolls has been nibbled on by something. Yeah. I've never quite seen a bread like that for Pan de Muerto. Or if that's what it is. I'm not sure what if it's Pan de Muerto or something else. Alright. We're making our way to the ruins of Tzintzuntzan, and if you're interested in doing this as a day trip from Pátzcuaro, you could take a bus or a combi from town, a bus from the main bus station, or a combi from in town, and the fare is, on a combi anyway, is 20 pesos. Probably about a half-hour ride. From where the combi drops you off, it's only about a 10 or 15 minute walk. Tzintzuntzan was the capital of the Purépecha Empire, also known as the Tarascan Empire. This included land in almost all of what is now Michoacan state, and even included lands in many of the states surrounding Michoacan. And the Purépecha Empire was quite the force to be reckoned with. From what we understand, they were never subjugated by the Aztec Empire, and what that means is they were never conquered by them, and they were never forced to pay tribute to them. Tzintzuntzan dates from about the mid-15th century, and by the time the Spanish arrived here in 1522, they estimated that about 40,000 people lived in and around Tzintzuntzan.
Tzintzuntzan means place of the hummingbirds, except you're probably not going to see too many of them around. Apparently they were hunted to the point of extinction back in the day by the locals. Because they had a bit of a thing for hummingbird feathers. They liked them for decoration and ornamentation. What makes this site different to almost any other pre-Columbian archaeological ruins in Mexico are the 5 semicircular yucatas. Tzintzuntzan. One more place where I wish we had a drone.
But instead, in the little visitor center / museum, I got some overhead shots of the site. Oh, you want a drone so bad.
I really do, yeah. I just for specific things, and that is one of those specific places where a drone would just be great to have.
So we move on now to the Franciscan monastery in the town of Tzintzuntzan. So we'll pick up back there again.
The compound of the Ex-Convento de San Francisco was begun in 1526 by Franciscan missionaries. The buildings were constructed from stones, plundered from the hillside site of the ceremonial yucatas of the Purépecha. The complex is comprised of the Convent of Santa Ana, the Temple of San Francisco, and the open chapel of San Camillo. These are now all part of the Museo Antiguo Convento Franciscano de Santa Ana. We visited this museum ourselves back in 2013, and we think that if you have the time, it's definitely worth a visit. Now, the compound also includes an outdoor baptismal font, another open chapel called the Capilla Abierta de la Concepción, the Old Missionary Hospital, and the Templo de Nuestra Señora de la Salud, which is also known as the Templo de la Soledad. So here we are at the Templo de Nuestra Señora de la Salud, and inside here you'll find El Santo Entierro de Tzintzuntzan. Now this is a much revered image of Christ, and throughout the year he's kept in a glass coffin, but every year on Good Friday they take him out of his coffin and they nail him to a cross, and then they parade him through town. So pilgrims come from all over to witness this and to worship him on Good Friday. So some of these pilgrims actually come crawling on their knees, some of them come carrying crosses, and some of them even come in chains. Within the atrium garden of the compound you'll find the atrial cross and what are believed to be the oldest olive trees in the Americas, which were planted by Vasco de Quiroga in the mid-16th century. Tzintzuntzan is one of the many towns surrounding Lago de Pátzcuaro, renowned for its crafts. Here the local crafts market sells colourful adornos de papote, which are little straw decorations for the tourist market. Long before the Spanish arrived, the Purépecha were already master craftsmen, taking advantage of the abundance of local natural raw materials. They produced high-quality pottery, textiles, metalwork, woodwork, and also weavings using bulrushes from the lake. However, it's Vasco de Quiroga who's credited with organising the pueblos into individual craft centres in the 16th century. Now, each town's speciality is typically a direct correlation to the availability of local raw materials. So, as a result of the fine quality of the local clay and the skills which have been passed down from generation to generation, Tzintzuntzan is renowned for its unique and highly desirable ceramics.
Regional llamado morisqueta de la ciudad de Apatzingán, Michoacán, México, con el amor de Cristo.
otra vez.